Why does Gala Games token still look bullish after last week's crash? Okay, last week's crash was crazy. I've had quite a few of my leverage positions liquidated. It was just so fast that I couldn't even add margin to my positions. Okay. However, what I did afterwards was I bought the positions back, right, with leverage, but with low leverage because it was basically it was very close to that bounce that you see in a lot of these altcoins, right? After the crash, it wicked up to a certain point. I try to catch it as close to the lows as possible. So basically, I still am in a lot of those positions. I bought those positions back on low leverage. That is just what I'm doing personally. It's not financial advice, okay? And that's how, because I still think we're still in a bull market. I am long on Bitcoin. I am long on quite a bit of the altcoins here. So my opinions on this market is still bullish, despite that crash. And I have a few arguments to make on why I'm bullish in terms of both macro arguments and technical analysis arguments, which I'll show you guys some in this video. But of course, these are just my opinions, like the entirety of this video, and it's not financial advice. You guys gotta form your own opinions and strategies. I see quite a bit of you guys actually bearish in the comment section below or skeptical. Hey, form your own opinions, okay? I'm just presenting to you guys what I see on the charts and what I think it's useful information. All right, so this is Gala. This is Gala, and what I've been talking about for Gala is a falling wedge pattern. Falling wedges are bullish patterns. You guys should definitely learn how to chart. It's very simple, it is very effective, and it tells you after an extensive downtrend on that time frame that the price action, that the market has a higher chance of breaking to the upside. Now, we're all just talking about probabilities here, okay? Nothing in this market is 100%. I've seen falling wedges break down as well, okay? However, this falling wedge here for Gala is on the weekly time frame, and I talked about this for quite some time. And is this pattern still intact? This pattern is still intact, okay? Despite Friday's dump, and I'll tell you guys why. Because candle wicks do not invalidate patterns. Candle closes do, but candle wicks don't. And this one tells me that the bears actually try to break down from a falling wedge pattern. However, the bulls bought it right back up and it ends up back into the pattern. So this pattern is still valid. Now, since this pattern is still valid, this price target is still valid. Okay, price target is still about 11 cents for Gala out of this pattern here, okay? If it breaks out here, for example. Now, price targets are estimates only. There could be more, there could be less, a lot of which is going to depend on what happens with Bitcoin. And if Bitcoin has more room to pump, which I think it does, then that's going to be good for a lot of these altcoins. However, if Bitcoin dumps from here, which there is still a risk of, then it's not going to be good for a lot of these altcoins, okay? I did a more detailed video on Bitcoin earlier today. I will link you guys at the end of this video. I never trade altcoins without a clear understanding of Bitcoin. Now, I also talked about a double bottom pattern from within this falling wedge pattern. Now, that pattern does get invalidated. Because why? Because we have one bottom here from the week of March 31st, second bottom here on the week of June 16th, right? And it looked like Gala was trying to work its way back up to the neckline of that pattern and try to break out. However, that crash happens, and basically you get a weekly candle close lower than the previous bottom. Okay, so that invalidates that pattern. And I also talked about another smaller falling wedge here that also gets invalidated because the candle closed outside of the pattern, below the pattern. But the more important thing is that why I'm still bullish, why this chart still looks bullish, okay? is that because you see a candle wick outside of the bigger pattern? That's more important, okay? Right, so this is basically what I'm seeing for Gala. I don't see any other particular patterns on the smaller time frame because it looks like the crypto markets are still trying to rebound, right? Let me see if there's any other patterns to be talking about. No, okay, there's no other patterns to be talking about right now so far because it hasn't been that much data since the crash, okay? So this is basically what I'm seeing for Gala. Let's see what it does. A lot of it is going to depend on what happens with Bitcoin. Okay. So if you guys want to continue seeing any more of Gala, I will bring an update for you guys, or any other coins in this market, and I'll pick a request to do for you guys on a daily basis. I'll see you on the next one.